right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Ysn Power Hour. It's all powered by our friends over at Toyota of Warren. DJ Yoakley with you, and I certainly apologize. I know there was a lot of people that were looking forward to a kind of a recap show yesterday. Ran a little late, but with everything that we had running late, we actually got a lot of content that we will be able to have here on YSN for days, weeks to come here. Andy Hake, the head coach of Valley Christian, everybody knows, a huge fan of the program, as well as a very great advocate for us at YSN. Opening up his doors to us, to me, to my son as well. And, we got 8 solid interviews, three of which, as a matter of fact, you're going to see here today on the show. We've got Coach Andy Hake himself. We have coach and defensive coordinator Aaron Agresta, and we have the one and the only Mr. Unlimited, Mr. Jay Sean Lindsay, right here on the show today. A lot to talk about with them, certainly after a big win in the EOAC last Friday. They also have their hands full this week against the Wellsville Tigers, as we will preview that matchup in the days to come. They hopefully getting Gary Altizer on here and talking about what the Tigers have to do to throw a wrench in the conference standings in the EOAC. Big time opportunities. And folks, I got to tell you, like, it is so good to see the reactions to the games. And we talked about it in a very, very early stages of what we do here in the football season. And I said, I wasn't quite sure, but I felt pretty confident that this was going to be a great football season. Get rid of this so I can hear myself. This is going to be a great football season across the board. We'll see, different tiers. We see really good teams, really mediocre teams, and then the bottom feeders for that particular year. This year, boy, oh boy, it is any given Friday, any given Saturday, sometimes any given Thursday. And we're seeing a lot of good football being played. We're seeing a lot of good competitive spirits being held from sideline to sideline, from district to district, community to community. And it is fun to watch right here on YSN. That's why you can't miss a game each and every Friday. Head on over to ysnlive.com and for the second week in a row, I would argue even for the sixth week in a row, this being week 6, that we have your marquee matchup, and we are the exclusive home to it. Of your marquee matchups here on YSN, and we're excited for it. Naturally, there's a good one that's happening at Rominger Stadium. Poland comes to town to take on South Range, but Ursuline and Fitch somehow slipped through the cracks and fell right into our arms. And by golly, and I'm not even mad. I really think that people should go see this game in person. This is the one, and I'll say it on Thursday with Dana on Channel 21 on the Burnett Pools, Spas, and Hot Tubs, YSN, report, whatever that is called. This is one that you're going to want the ticket stub to. I really think so. You look at Ursuline, they're 4-1. You look at Fitch, they're 5-0. And these are two teams that could put on a show for 4 quarters, maybe even a little free football when it's all said and done. I really, pardon me, I really like what Ursuline's been able to do after that 30-7-35 loss to Walsh Jesuit in week 1 on that Thursday night. I really like what Fitch has been able to do. Fitch holding their opponents to 39 points in 5 weeks. Something's got to give here, folks. Something's got to give, and this is the game to be at. If you're going anywhere, if you're debating whether and where you should go, I'm telling you right now, it is right there. It is that game. Find it, get there, fill it up, and certainly it should be one that you remember. And we'll have it all for you right here on your sports network. Games across the valley that there's a ton of them this week. There's a ton of good games, but that is far and away the marquee matchup of week 6. Usually is. He usually is. When you're talking Fitch and Ursuline, it's usually the marquee matchup. So make sure you don't miss that one. Um, yeah, we're gonna get to right to the interviews. So let's go to Coach first. Let's talk to Coach Hake, and then we'll go to Coach Agresta, and then we'll go to Mr. Unlimited, Jay Sean Lindsay. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. It is a Coach's Corner here at Southside and the home of the Valley Christian War Eagles. I'm here with Andy Hake, another Coach's Corner with the big fella. Coach coming off a big win against a really tough opponent in East Palestine.
Right.
You mentioned time and time again, they have some major factors over there, some major players on the come up is that Bulldog team. But a big win nonetheless on Friday for your Eagles. What did you see going into the game, and how did you walk away with the victory?
Thanks for coming here today, man.
Brother, my pleasure. My
right
pleasure.
On, man. Southside Coliseum down here.
I love it. We got the little guy over here taking it all in.
Hey, we're glad you're here, guys. No, it was a big game, man, for us. And East Palestine was a real quality opponent.
Yeah.
They were really good. They were tough. They were physical. They came to play. They have a big line. Big line that's real physical. And the quarterback is one of the better runners that we're going to see all year. And, he's a special guy. Our guys came to play, and we got out to a fast start, and that was the difference. It really was our fast start. But give a lot of credit to those kids because that was a banger. We were really hitting each other, and they've come a long way. We've come a long way.
Yes, you sure have.
So you know what? Just got to give a lot of credit to both teams. Humble hearts. We're proud of our guys, but next game up, and we got Wellsville this week. But we're letting the guys. Hey, we're a little beat up right now, so we're giving them some pizza. Thanks to you.
No, stop it.
Hey, and then we got some pizza. We're gonna hang out a little bit, and then we're gonna go out and run some routes. And it's nice to have greasy pizza in your stomach and run routes here.
Best way to do it.
You got that right.
Best way to do it. All right, let's talk about this offense putting on an absolute show. I mean, you were. It was like watching
Tecmo Bowl.
Bruce Zolden in a light show.
Oh yeah.
Right. It was incredible to watch. Jay Sean goes crazy. 4 touchdowns for him. Dion, 5 passes, 4 of those for touchdowns.
Wild game.
When you think about that, what this offense is capable of, that's got to get you excited.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I know we're good at times. You know what I mean? It's approached with humble hearts, but we were good, and we came out electric and executed. Give a lot of credit to our line. They didn't back down.
Yeah.
We're undersized. We go after guys.
Yeah.
It means a lot for them to play for the school and down here, and wear it as a badge of courage. We came out ready to play and just executed. And guys, we had a lot of short drives where very just explosive plays. We have those kind of guys. And Amir Dixon and Jordan Traylor and Jarrell Miles and Alfred Coward, some really good receivers. They play really hard. They block really well on the outside.
Yeah.
Give a lot of credit to our offensive line. All those guys played tremendous. Jaimir Barrage, Kyle Coney, Jeremy Johnson, Titus, and Harrison and Billy Kern and Bankston. They all played. They did a tremendous job blocking. And sometimes when you're blocking, you miss guys, but then you go find someone to block. And we were on the guys most of the time, the correct assignments. But sometimes you miss assignments, but you go run out and block somebody.
Yep.
And Jay Sean busted through the holes and did a tremendous job. I'm really proud of all of them. It's easy to say Jay Sean Lindsay because he's the guy with the ball in his hands and he's magical. But, it all starts with the guys up front. And I know that sounds cliche, but it's true. And I'm really proud of my offensive line. And the defense was really, at one point it was 41-14. Mm-hmm. Our defense played well.
Yeah.
It just, East Palestine, they wore on us.
Yeah.
And they have a big line. They had a never say die attitude, so I give them a lot of credit.
When you look at, and I hate to go back to it because when you look at Jay Sean Lindsay, not necessarily his performance on the field because we're well aware of what he can do.
Yeah.
But the maturity that he stepped up off the field. I mean, you've talked about it time and time again. And these kids that you have, they're different than usually anybody else's kids. They have different circumstances at home and in the classroom, things of that nature. So for Jay Sean, you look at what he's had to go through. How have you as a coach seen him grow up right before your very eyes?
Oh, man, he's a great kid. He's a special kid, special abilities. But he's taken on the role of a leader more this year. And, kids need heroes, people to look up to. They need real heroes. And I tell them all the time, man, be a real hero for these young kids. You know what I mean? We need real heroes. And it's not about just running, be good to your teammates. And I haven't played them a whole lot on defense this year. because we tell him, hey man, you're driving the mail. You're the mailman.
Yeah.
You're driving the
You're
bus.
delivering.
Yeah, that's it. And he can play defense. He's a great hitter. Oh my gosh, it's what the duty calls for. He's ready for defense all the time, but he's mature about it, like you're saying,
Yep.
and he's being a good teammate. And we try to keep him off as much as we can. There's been some situations where he has to go out there and do it, and that's fine. I mean, he's good, but we want we have other kids too. We have brave kids down here.
Yeah.
And they're undersized dudes, man. Jeffrey Lampkin and Riley and Michael Cobb Pippins. These aren't big guys. They're playing very ferocious. They're flying around on the ball. They're vicious hitters.
Yeah.
They're great teammates, man. And I'm having a great time down here. I'm really enjoying myself down here.
You guys are the marquee game last Friday. How do you not kind of look forward and pass Wellsville and look to another game? Not to give any discredit to Wellsville, but you look at, kind of just exhale a little bit for a game and try to get back up for Wellsville on Friday.
Well, Lou Holt said if you can get your team up for 3 games a year, really up.
Yeah.
That's something. We just, we look at it like we're the marquee game every week. We're the marquee game for us every week.
I love it.
And, we talk about things constantly. We're the Miami Hurricanes of the 80s.
You're the Yankees.
Every week. And you know what? You fall short sometimes.
Yeah.
We do it with humble hearts. We talk about it. But you know what? You have to talk about yourself and look at yourself a certain way in order to play a certain way.
Yep.
Because if you don't think you can do it, or you don't feel good about yourself, then it's almost impossible. If you can't see yourself making plays or blocking or tackling, how can you possibly do it? You're not seeing it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of sports psychology that we're talking about here.
Yeah.
And our guys are real brave. I got great assistant coaches. Aaron Agresta calls the defense. He teaches here at the school. He does a tremendous job with the kids.
Sure does.
Brandon Pierce, Mike Maradovich, Posterly, Jermaine Holden. I got some good guys down here, and I think that they're good coaches, but their focus is on the kids. You know what I mean? Because you could have all these chefs in the kitchen, and sometimes that's a problem. But they're not communicating properly with children in order to, motivate them properly or get the most out of them. I think my coaches really are we're constantly talking about personnel, how each kid is different, and how you motivate different kids in different ways. And I think that's, some guys, someone would call it selfish. Great players are a little selfish sometimes.
Yep.
Because they want the ball. Hey, give me the ball. Why? Because I can do it.
Yep.
You got it. Is that selfish or is that someone that believes in themselves? So there's ways of looking at that. And I'm really proud of my guys, and I'm really proud of everything going on that we're doing. And they got a real program going down here. We had 12 freshmen. We work a couple of those guys in the varsity games right now. It's amazing because in other schools, freshmen just sometimes aren't ready to go.
Yep.
In the city sometimes, and I don't know what it is, of a guy, hey, I can do it. And you have the ability to do it as a 14-year-old. Sometimes if you pump that kid up and you can do it, they'll amaze you. Even though they're a little immature physically, or if they believe they can do it, they play with a certain swag, belief in themselves, and I'm just really blessed to be the coach here and have the opportunity to try to help these kids.
Last year, 4-6.
Yeah.
This year, as we sit here, 4-1.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
I think a lot of it, we were really young last year.
Yeah.
And we were the year before we were undefeated. So the kids came back, and I think you got to remember what got you there. Working hard, don't crown yourselves. We lost a couple of those games real close in the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. There's times where you're starting 9 or 10 sophomores on defense, and it was just we were pups. And now they're a little older. We lost some guys, but we're a little older now, and we have a different.
Philosophy?
No, I think that it's not that. I think it's just maturity and a different way of looking at things.
Gotcha.
Everything in life is perspective,
Yep.
and I think that this team's perspective is more of a team-oriented approach. And I don't think the coaches have changed much, but I think when you do go 4-6, you look at things analytically and say, what did we do wrong? Why did we do that? Why was the outcome of these 3 games so close and we lost them? And then you try to start looking for answers, and sometimes they're tough conversations.
Yeah.
But you have them and you deal with them, and the kids have to. It's a credit to the kids. Coaches get too much credit and take too much blame.
Yeah.
In the end, it's the soldier that wins the war.
That's
You know what I mean? So if the kids are going to believe in what you're saying, well, you're a great coach. If the kids aren't responding properly, what are you, some idiot? And it's really in the middle, man. It's that gray area where people have to realize, as a coach, you have to have the kids realize you're trying to do what's best for them. But in the end, you can only guide from the side. Either they're going to take control of their destiny and empower themselves, or things aren't going to work out. Right now, we got a good grip on the team, and the team's playing very spirited, and that's the most you can ask for as a coach. Playing very spirited. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I know vividly. I remember the day that you were hired here at Valley Christian. The day that it was the comeback. You had the old newspaper boy hat on and doing all the interviews. You came on YSN.
Yeah.
We're very fortunate for that. First time you and I ever really crossed paths. So my question to you, we've never even talked about this off air. What have you learned between the day you were hired back and now? Like, what have you learned about yourself?
I just think everything's perspective. I think everything in life's perspective, man. Every kid's different. I've coached at Middle Ridge, my hometown. I coached at Rayen, then East, then at Western Reserve, and then here.
Yeah.
And the one consistent thing is, kids are kids. They want to be treated right. They want to be coached. They want discipline. But everybody has a different story. And until you listen to someone's story and really understand where they're coming from, it's easy to say, well, you're not being a good teammate. You're not being coachable.
Yeah.
I think one thing you learn is why. And I think when you stop and you get perspective and take the time to learn why, really get to know kids, really get to know them.
Yeah.
Not just there at practice and giving commands. Get to know the kids and understand, everybody has a story. And then once you understand that, now how do I get to that kid? Sports psychology, it's a beautiful thing.
Yep.
And then once you learn how to get to those kids individually, that's when magic happens. We started 0-1 this year. We played a great Malvern team.
Oh, they're good.
They're darn good. We played with them really hard till the fourth quarter, and then we kind of, things broke loose for them. But we learned in that game. I think you play teams early on.
Well, I was just going to ask you. So you have a situation where you're supposed to play one team or another, and then that doesn't work out. You had no fear stepping into Malvern and saying, "Hey, we'll fight you. We'll raise our swords against you." Is that something you learn? Is that overconfidence sometimes? Is that the perfect? I mean, how do you get that? And you go, between craziness and confidence.
Yeah. Well, we didn't ask to play Marion Local Week 1.
Well,
You know what I mean? We weren't saying, "Hey, look, we want to play on Perry or St. Edwards." It's a small school.
Yeah.
I've just been coaching a long time, and I just feel you play people early on to get you prepared in this new age of taking 16 teams in the playoffs. Go play somebody. As long as you don't feel you could be overwhelmed physically and get hurt.
Yeah.
The lessons that you learn from, hey, look, they exposed us here, here, and here. Had we not lost that game and been exposed in a few aspects, and it was us. It wasn't them. It was us.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, we need to be more consistent. We need to execute better. And how do you do that? Being present at practice, being coachable, being a good teammate. We have to enhance us.
Yep.
It has nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
Because if we played Malvern tomorrow, I don't know how that game would go.
Yeah.
I would feel more confident playing them tomorrow. But I just think everything's perspective in life, and then you're either growing as a person or you're shrinking, man. That's it. Hey, it's really simple when you break it down. You know what I mean? It's just, sometimes people want to put their fingers on it a lot and say it's this, it's that. It's like, why did the Browns get smoked yesterday?
Well,
but I mean, right? You could write a laundry list. They paid this guy too much. The line doesn't believe him. They're not blocking.
Yeah.
You can the lines. They're not. They're all pros. Everybody out there's pros.
They're getting paid.
So what are people missing? There's something they're missing.
Yeah.
And it's a fine line sometimes. They win that game, they're back. They get smoked by a team that's really
Bad.
Well, people think they're bad. Are they bad? They're a pro team too. They look pretty darn good. That rookie receiver looked pretty darn good. I watched some of the game. That guy from LSU.
Neighbors.
That guy looked unbelievable. So it's everything's perspective, and I watched Justin Fields with the Chicago Bears for a few years.
Yeah.
And he looked awful at times, right? And then he goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
He's a king.
And right now he's 3-0, and they really roughed up the L.A. Chargers yesterday. I don't know. You can't put your finger on it sometimes. It's just you got to go back to work.
It's a good fit.
It's good, yeah. But it's atmosphere.
Yep.
It's a program.
Yep.
There's a lot of things to it where it's not as easy just to say sometimes, oh, it's this, it's that, it's this.
Yep.
How do you go 10-0 one year, next year you go 4-6? I lost my guys. Well,
Easy to say.
Coach, you've been doing this a long time. Didn't you lose guys at Western Reserve in 11 years? Didn't you? We didn't lose our guy. We lost our guys every year.
Yep.
It was perspective. It was going back to the drawing board. It's experience.
Yep.
Not having only 2 seniors on the team, and the young guys have to learn baptism by fire.
Yep.
And you have to learn how to coach those young guys too, because they're young, and it's easy for them to go in the tank when things aren't going well. But everything in life is perspective and experience, and then either you're growing or you're shrinking. That's it, man. Hey, it's not that hard.
One more question for you before we let you go.
I know we'll bring some other guys
Bring
on
some
here.
dudes
No.
in for sure. Saw a legend walking around in this particular room before chopping up the new tape for Wellsville with you.
Oh, General.
The general.
Yeah, Biggie Hake.
Your dad.
He's the dude, man.
I mean, how awesome is it to be working with your dad?
Well, I look at it like this. Me and Pop's been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like some old grizzled Civil War veteran with him. We're in a tent, and he kind of tells me what, he breaks down a lot. And, hey, son, this is it. This is where they're at. This is how their encampment looks. This is how they line up. Now, that's the plan. Go take the boys up in the hill and bring the cavalry down and attack. You know what I mean? And you know what? Everybody has their skill set. But I have some great coaches that really care, and they're really good coaches. I've been with my dad a long time. He's really good. But I have some really great guys. We use this stuff all the time. You see it. Most guys don't have that stuff.
No.
Most guys don't have that broken down like that.
But for you as a son, that's got to be cool.
It's
You're working
heroic.
with your dad at, 44 years old? That's cool.
Luckiest dude in the world, and I already know it.
Yeah.
I could be done tomorrow. And I had a lifetime of coaching. I had a lifetime of historic moments, victories, some defeats that were really tough.
Yeah.
I don't think about the losses, though, a lot. I don't. I lost some real tough games at the end.
Yeah.
When people ask me about them, I go, oh, yeah, that's right, we played. I don't think about it. We lost the state semifinal game 22-21. Another time 14-10. Won some big games like that, though, too. Down by 20 points in a regional game, come back and win.
Yeah.
Down in a regional final game, come back and win. It's just there's some great moments and great games. Had one against Southern 2 years ago when we went down there. We were both undefeated. We beat them in a great game, and it was heroic for these kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Never went undefeated at the school. Just proud to be a part of it, man. Humble hearts. And we're gonna try to pull another one off here. It's gonna take a lot of work, but I got the right guys and the right coaches to get it done. And with a little bit of luck, a little bit of help from God, a little bit of boxing promotion from you, brother. No, we have a puncher's chance. I'm gonna let my defensive coordinator come talk to you. I'll go get a couple kids, and then I got to jump these guys about running routes.
Go get it, buddy.
Hey, man, God bless you. Hey, come here, bud. Bring this guy over here. Come here.
Come on, Z.
Come here, Z. Come here. What a guy this is, huh? This is your son. He's a wonderful boy.
Say hi to the camera.
Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Hey, this is a wonderful boy. Hey, you're a wonderful boy, and I know you're playing flag right now, and they tell me that you're a terror. Is that true?
Are you good?
Well, you're a menace. You're great. They say you're great. Is that true? Humble hearts, brother. Stay humble. You're awesome, man. God bless you, and I'll talk to you soon, man.
And ladies and gentlemen, Coach's Corner with Valley Christian's very own Mr. Aaron Agresta, the defensive coordinator of the Valley Christian Eagles. Big win over East Palestine. That was a big matchup. I mean, marquee matchup. You talk about main events. That was it. What do you take away defensively from a game like that? Obviously, there was a lot of offense in that game. Defensively, when you're looking at tape, what are you trying to break down?
Yeah, I'm not used to, giving up that many yards and points, so it was a little disappointing on the defensive end. But, I think we came out the right way. We knew it was a big game. Credit to East Palestine. They have a tremendous offensive line. I haven't really seen a line that big.
Yeah.
And that, veteran in a while, except maybe United or, Southern or someone like that. But they were big. I mean, they were big, and Six is a big dude. And, even after the game, talking to those guys, I have a lot more respect for him now. after playing them. They've got a good team, and they can win a lot of games in this league as well. And I think they will. So I'm glad we came out the right way. We got those couple stops to start the game, and that was it. It was kind of like offense after that. But I think what we did well, if you can say we did anything well, later from the second quarter on, is when they did drive, we made them drive.
Yep.
It wasn't big plays, or fast scoring. You know what I mean? Which kind of let our offense, rest, and then they scored in one play or two plays and back on the field. So, and that hurts you too, being on the field. The defensive side.
Sure.
When we're scoring in less than 5 plays, we're right back out there. And a lot of our guys are on special teams and stuff. So, I think they wore on us. Being in shape is important. So, but yeah, I mean, we're gonna watch the film. We did a little bit here before, as you were arriving, and we're gonna look at it, get better X's and O's wise, and try to improve our technique and just work on us. So,
the thing that I love about your team, your defense in specifics, is the fact that you see 12, or it feels like 12, 11 helmets flying to the football every single play. I mean, nonstop, every play in, play out. How do you get them motivated like that to just be heat-seeking missiles to that pigskin?
Yeah, well, Coach Hake is a tremendous motivator. He's always on them to fly around, and as am I. And I'm more worried about where we're lined up and what we're calling and what coverage we're running and stuff like that. But being super like I grew up watching Saban and those guys and those teams in the SEC. Like I study what those guys do, and it's all about small details, technique. And then after that, it's the effort. After you line up correctly, after you know what your job's supposed to be, you got to be in the right spot and you got to go. But yeah, and this is probably this is my 6th year here. We've always had athletes running around and teams, guys that would play hard, but I think all 11 guys on each side of the ball, and then special teams as well, are buying into what we're teaching them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they want to win, and they want to go make plays, and they want stats too. Don't get me wrong. They want tackles and the things. They're always, we do defenses, charting after the game and offensive charting. They're always like, oh, how many tackles did I have? Whatever. So they want those individual accolades, but they want it together. They want to win. So, yeah, I'm really proud of them up to this point. We have a lot of team camaraderie, a lot of team chemistry that we're building, and the guys want to play and they want to work hard. So.
I think one of the most admirable traits that you have, that I admire the most, is most defensive coordinators, they'll sit there and all they care about is their defense. They could care less about the offense. They want to know them. They don't want to touch them. You care about your kids, whether they're offense or defense. Why is that so important?
Well, I mean, I'm in the school with them, so, and some of these guys I've known since they were in 7th or 8th grade. Some of I started in the junior high teaching when I first arrived here, so I taught some of them in 7th and 8th grade.
And you went here as well.
And I'm an alumni.
Yeah.
So it's just really, the program's really important to me. Winning's important. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
Winning is really important. But I want the kids to develop character, in their time here. So being on them and high-fiving them and speaking into their lives and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In a positive way, but also sometimes they need a kick in the butt too.
Yeah.
We try to do those things, So it's all about. It's not just the winning and the X's and O's. It's about all that other stuff as well. So we care about the kids as people.
Talk to Andy. 4-6 overall last year. You sit here 4-1. How do you stay motivated the rest of the schedule to seed yourself the right way, get into the playoffs?
Absolutely. I think the cliche is you focus one game at a time, but I really truly believe like us as a staff. Have really just said, hey, one game at a time, because you don't know. You want to at the beginning of the year, you kind of look at it and say, oh yeah, well we could lose this one and this one, but we're going to win these ones. But you really don't know until you get into it. And there's teams that improve and there's teams that lose guys. So I think that's kind of what's happened in this league. Some teams have lost some guys. Some teams have gotten better and improved over. I mean, East Palestine is one of those teams. I think Wells was one of those teams.
Yep.
That's improved. Lisbon's lost some guys, but they're still playing hard. So you just never know, and you can't say, oh, yeah, we got this one, or this one's going to be tough. You got to kind of know what you're dealing with from an X's and O's standpoint, but then prepare all of them the same. And I think we've done that. I think the kids – and I think the Brookfield game was really big for us because we knew Malvern was going to be tough. We had never played them before. They're a really good program. I don't think they've lost, more than 2 games in the last decade or 5 years or something. But so we knew it was going to be tough. But after that, it was like, man, like we don't know what's, each day, each game provides like a new challenge. So
Sure.
When we went into that Brookfield game, I think at halftime, it was a monsoon. It was a different game. But our guys were I've never seen our guys more pumped up in that hallway to go out in that rainstorm than it's 6 years. That's the most pumped I've ever seen them.
Yeah.
I mean, they were going nuts, and there was a couple Brookfield administrators standing in the hallway, and they didn't know what to think. You know what I mean? So it was kind of funny, but it was really exciting to see. And I think that second half, just kind of dominating that second half on defense and offense in that rainstorm and winning that game, propelled our guys, into the next couple weeks. So hoping we carry that momentum, the rest of the season.
What do you think that people should know about this team, about these young group of athletes, character-wise, that maybe they don't know already?
Yeah, I mean, it almost seems like, there's stereotypes that get tossed around with a lot of different teams for a lot of different reasons, and that's happened with us in the past. It's happened with it's happened with referees. It's happened with fans. It's happened with cheerleaders and things like that. And I think we've had so many administrators and coaches and other people call us and our athletic directors and our administrators after we play them and like, wait, your kids are awesome. Your kids, we're high-fiving our guys, helping our guys up off the ground, and that's what coaches teaching them all the time. Hey, knock somebody really hard onto the ground, and then pick them back up when the whistle blows.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So Brookfield was another big game for that. We told the kids from the beginning, hey, they're going to try to get you to get personal fouls. They're going to do some extra chippy stuff after the whistle. If you put your hands up and walk away, even though you want to retaliate, okay, you're going to get the call, and you're going to get the benefit. And it happened. There was several personal fouls in that game, and our guys really held their own. And ever since then, that's why I said that Brookfield game kind of propelled us, because in so many different facets with the chemistry and everything and just doing the right thing and playing hard between the whistles and not after the whistles, we kind of grew up a little bit, in that game. So,
Aaron, appreciate you. Thanks for your
man.
time. Appreciate
Thank you. Love you. Yep.
I'll talk to you, buddy. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here at the Eagles Nest, and it is player profile time with the one, the only, the iciest of the cold-blooded members of the Valley Christian Eagles. Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Sean Lindsay. Jay Sean, dude, obviously you are the talk around town. I've been sitting here just gassing up the jet for you all year long, and you have not failed me once. I mean, you just, every time you touch the ball, it's electric. It is magical. Coach Hake talked about it, but you got those big boys up front.
Yes, sir.
You got these incredible blocking backs. You've got a great offense that your running sets up passing sets up running. For you, what has it been like for you this year, knowing that you've had to go through adversity for 3 years to get to this point, to be the man that you are today?
Man, it's been amazing for real. Like, seeing how like my game has progressed. I mean, sophomore year I had that collarbone injury, had to bounce back from that. Like last year I had a lot of trauma running the ball, kind of iffy on what I wanted to do, not like making my decisions thoroughly. So yeah, it felt a lot better being out there, having confidence running the ball, being able to do what I used to do my freshman year, being explosive again. So yeah, it just felt amazing this year.
We'll give you a lot of credit to the line. About 95% credit to the line and
Yes,
your
sir.
quarterback and your receiver, your coaches. But I'm going to give 5% to the zero body fat that you have. I mean, you put on a ton of work, dude, in the offseason. How many pounds you put on of muscle?
I put on 20 pounds of muscle this off season. I was just working. My dad, he is a great catalyst to my working out. I got to as many as 5,000 push-ups a day for 2 weeks.
What?
Yes, 2 weeks straight. I did 5,000 push-ups a day, 3,000 air squats. Before that, I did 4,000 push-ups a day for like 2 months straight. And then my dad had me running miles because like he was in the military. That's like you get your win, great. So I had a lot of great training this off season. So that really is like a catalyst to why I'm doing so great right now.
5,000 push-ups a day.
Yes, sir.
So how do you pace yourself on 5,000? Are they sets of 100?
Sets of 100 all day. Like, when that off season came, man, I get done with my work in school, hit the bathroom, smacking push-ups out with the shirt off, going crazy. I mean, there's been times I didn't, like, had to get called down, talk to the principal or whatever. So I had to slow down doing the push-ups in school. But as soon as I got out of school, I got down doing those push-ups, trying to get that size on because I'm trying to play at the next level.
Trying to study and trying to get those push-ups in at the same time.
Yes, sir.
I just remember Coach Hake showing me a picture and saying, this is what he did. And I'm thinking, chiseled out of stone, night and day. I mean, you weren't in bad shape, but you weren't in that shape.
Nope.
And I mean, you look at what you've been able to do. How has that 20 pounds been able to help you this season through 5 games?
Man, that 20 pounds, it helps a lot. Like, I'm a lot durable. Like, I can run through holes, get hit all types of ways, and get up the next play just ready to go. Like, last year, if I run through a hole, getting hit that many times, to run the ball 30 times a game, I mean, I'm beat up by like the 15 carry. Like this year, I can be at 30 carries and feel like I can run 30 more times. Like, it's amazing, like, the condition that I'm in from my dad training me. So I feel amazing out there, really.
2 games, the last 2 games, as a matter of fact, you almost 600 yards
Man,
toting the rock and on like
crazy.
30 carries.
Yeah.
So when you think about that, I mean, what is it? The vision? Is it the power? Is it the speed? Is it a combination? What do you think is your calling card for you being a tailback?
I think it's a combination of everything of what you want your ideal running back to have, but you also have to have a great line like I have in front of me, open the holes up, like driving cars through there. Like this game, them holes was amazing. Like you could run in a straight line the entire run. So yeah, you
Dude.
really just need a combination of everything running the ball.
I watched the tape. You ran right
Mhm.
all the way. You saw a flag, so you ran out of bounds. Walk me through that because I heard Coach's take on this.
Uh-huh.
Why did you run out of bounds? Because you had nothing but green in front of you.
So I ran out of bounds because like I seen the play, like I knew it was gonna get called back. So I'm like, no, I'm gonna just do it the next play. We gonna run this. We gonna run the ball again. So it's like, all right, I seen the flag. I'm gonna get out of bounds. Right after that, line back up, hit a 96-yard touchdown. So it's like, I'm gonna get mine regardless. So
Same play, other side,
yes, sir.
and it was a no doubter.
Uh-huh.
There was a play in Latonia where you needed 2 yards to get over the 200-yard mark.
Yeah.
4th and 29.
Uh-huh.
It got called down to the sidelines. Coach Hake sends all the ones back in with you.
Yep.
You get the handoff, 65 yards to the house.
Yep.
I mean, you are. It's just like you're playing another game. Everybody's playing checkers and you're playing chess.
Yes, sir.
Mentally,
Yes, sir.
we've seen the physical side of it. Mentally, how do you prepare yourself for that stuff?
Man, mentally, now that you just mentioned that chess, like my dad recently has got me on that chess, so it's like, I'm telling you, like he been a great catalyst to my success. Like being out there, it's like a different mind game. Like I ain't got no limit on what I do out there. Like that's in my Instagram tag, like no limit J. Like I have no limit on what I'm doing. I'm trying to reach the sky.
I'm so impressed with what you've been able to accomplish, the adversity that you faced in your life. Got my son over here. I'm excited to introduce you, and he. What advice would you give to the youngsters out there that essentially, you have your goals, and you had your goals all the way growing up, and I'm sure they changed one way or the other, but now you've got them solid as
Sir.
oak, going to the next level, doing what you want to do. What advice would you give to them about following their dreams, whether it's football or not?
Man, the main advice I give somebody is like nothing substitute hard work. Like, you work hard at what you got, with your passion, what your heart desires, you gonna succeed in that. That's the basics of life. You do what you want, like you put your mind to what you want in life, you gonna succeed.
And 5,000 push-ups a day don't hurt.
Nope. Nope.
Give a shout out to your favorite teacher here at Valley.
My favorite teacher, I have to go with Coach Agresta.
Coach Well, I think you
Coach
got to
Agresta.
go that route.
Yeah.
You got to go that. What makes him your favorite teacher?
Man, he just like he creates a personal relationship with every child that goes through the class. So it's like you can come to him and talk to him like a friend. Like he's open ears. He give you the right advice. Like he's not gonna lead you wrong on what he's telling you. Like it's a great man.
I can sit here and ask you if you want to play on Saturdays, but I think we know you're going to play somewhere.
Yes, sir.
For coaches that are looking at you, and yeah, we see the numbers, and everybody can rack up these numbers, and you see it all across the nation.
Yes, sir.
What separates you from the numbers that you put up? What makes you different that they should be chasing you to be in their locker room?
What separates me is I'm a humble guy. Like I know I might be doing great things, but the main thing with me, I just got to stay humble and do what my coaches is telling me to do, and shout my linemen out the rest of my team. Like it's not about me; it's a team sport. So the main thing that like a coach can take from me is being a humble leader, being out there for my team.
You were one of the best defensive players as well. How challenging was it when they told you couldn't play defense this year?
And it was tough. Like it's my senior year, I wanted to come down and just lay cats out, man. Like, I just really wanted to come down and lay cats out. Like last game, that's a game like I really wanted to just come and lay that down. Like you running the ball like me, we gonna shut that down.
How quickly are you going to get on that field if coach says, "Hey, we need you"?
Man, I'm running straight out there. I'm ready. I'm ready.
We've talked to a couple of your teammates about what you mean to them, and Dion said, "With the game on the line, I want Zero to have the ball." Why is that? Why do you think you've got the faith of your teammates?
Man, it's just like I'm electrifying. Like that comes from all the like the great thoughts that they push out onto me and encouragement. Like it pushes me to be better. Like just when this season started up, it's like I want you to run like how you ran your freshman year. Like get back into that groove of what you was doing, being comfortable out there. Like that really like strives me to like just do better and play how I was playing, even better, really. Um, it just means a lot to have a team that's really behind you and riding your back, making sure you be better every day and criticizing you, even though like everybody else out in the public is acting like you this great guy. Like they still push me and criticize me on what I need to fix. Like that's something I love about my teammates.
If you couldn't play football on Saturdays or Sundays, right? What would you be? What would you be pushing yourself to do?
I'm pushing myself right now to be a nurse practitioner when I go to college.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What drove you that direction?
Man, it's just like I'm a person that likes to help people. Like being in that position, I know like I can save people's lives and help people get better with their like what they're struggling with, like if they sick, all that stuff. Like that's something I really look forward into like doing with my life. So yeah.
All right, man. Last question for you. If you got to put, I'm going to take this hat off. We're going to put names in the hats of people that inspire you, and this season is dedicated to. For you, whose name are you putting in that hat?
What category? Like what name? What you mean?
Doesn't matter. Anybody that inspired you on the way up that you want this season to be dedicated to them.
This season is dedicated to my parents, like my mother and father. Like they have, like my father, he's pushed me into like this fitness journey, and my mom, like she keeps school driven through my head. Like my dad does the same thing as well, but he's the one that opened me up with the fitness journey on how to get right. So I say this is for my parents and my family, like my brothers, like all my brothers. I love my brothers to death, so that's who I'm out there playing for every week. And just the rest of my family cheering, like they just cheering me on. That feels amazing to run the ball and just hear them in the stands. Like I usually zone everything out, but like when my mom out there cheering, like I just hear that automatically. Like
Look at that smile.
it make me excited. Like I really love my mom for how she support me and be loud for me every week.
I love it, dude. Agent Zero, Jay-Sean Lindsay, thank you so much as always, my friend. Proud of
sir.
you.
We believe expectations are made to be exceeded. At the new Toyota of Warren, it's about more than just getting a great deal. It's about service you can count on and a friendship you can trust. Year after year, we've done what we do best. We've gone the extra mile so you could too. Because we know it's just not about buying a new car. It's the start of a new adventure. Toyota of Warren, driven by you.
It means the world to me to know that what we're doing is impacting people. And whether it's simply, I got to watch my son or daughter when I was out of town, or we just love watching YSN. We love what you do for our son or daughter. So whenever someone says thank you or someone is appreciative of what we're doing, it tells me everyone at YSN is doing what we initially set out to do, which is shine a light on these athletes and help them kind of promote themselves. My name is Anthony Hartwig, and my sports network is your sports network.
It is the Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark presented by Joe Dickey Electric. They are everything electrical. Visit them today on the web at dickeyelectric.com. DJ Yoakley back with you here. Thanks to Coach Hake. Thanks to Coach Agresta. Thanks to Jay-Sean Lindsay. Great interviews yesterday. Great men. We've got more to come from more Valley Christian athletes. Just a reminder, if you would like your athletes, your student athletes, your coaches interviewed, please send us a message, info at ysnlive.com. That's our email. You can connect with us on our social medias, message us there. We would love to time out and get your student athletes, your coaches interviewed, community member, people that you think should be interviewed. Give us the reason why, and we're certainly willing to make time. Anthony, myself, especially down here in Mahoning, Columbiana, Trumbull counties, and then Ashtabula counties. Sam Torres does already a great job with that. So please, please, please let us know. We want to make sure that we get as many student athletes interviewed as possible. My spark today is the fact that when we interview these incredible coaches, these student athletes, these community members, how do I say this? It is such an honor. It is such an incredible honor to interview these young people, these great people, these mentors, leaders, influencers, because of the fact simply that they're great role models for the next generation. I put on my social media yesterday that, my son was with us yesterday. I don't have to fear what could be, you know what I mean? Bad influencers, because you get guys like Jay-Sean Lindsay and Dion Miller and Alfred Coward and Andy Hake and Coach Agresta, and the list goes on and on. Tonight you've got the South Range Raider show, the Springfield Tiger show, the Western Reserve show. You've got the Bulldog, Pulling Bulldog show. I mean, across the board, you've got so many shows. These young ladies and men are incredible influencers and incredible leaders, role models, mentors, however you want to put it. And I think a tip of the cap goes to the parents, goes to the administrators at the school, goes to the teachers, certainly goes to the coaches, and a lot goes to their peers, because sometimes you just have to recognize that your little boy or your little girl is going to be very similar to the 4 people or 5 people that they hang around the most. And I think in this area, in this region, we're so very fortunate to have some of the greatest influencers to influence our next generation. So hopefully they can influence the next generation, and it becomes a trend. And I just want to say thank you to all of these great young people, these great coaches, and administrators, community members that we interview on a daily basis and are able to feature on our airwaves, because it is truly an honor. And everybody has a story. I've always been a believer in that. Not every story, not any story really, is going to be the same, but to check into and to have these stories of adversity and overcoming and battling to triumphs and tragedies, to be able to share those stories in a positive manner is one of the most powerful things that I think would ever be able to touch, sports aside, right? So that's my spark today. We have great people in our communities and our region, and they deserve to have a light shined upon them because they've overcome so much in so many different scenarios. So God bless you. Thank you so much for sharing those stories, and thank you for being who you are. That's going to do it for our show. We will be in tomorrow. I think Scotty Mincher will join us tomorrow on a Wednesday edition. Probably not going to want to talk Browns at this point. Probably not going to want to talk the Brownies. So we'll figure out something else to talk about. Thanks for joining us today. It's all been brought to you thanks to our friends at Toyota of Warren, keeping us moving in the Toyota Tundra. It'll be out tonight at Giangelo's. Join us there. You can join the Tiger Stable, the Bulldog Grill and Pub. You can also Bar and Grill. You can also join Steve. He's at the Tiger Stable. We have the Golden Dawn, the Ursuline Show as well. Go to Ben's Restaurant for the Western Reserve Show. I think that's all of them. There's getting to be a lot of them, and I love it. I love it. The more out there, the more restaurants that we can frequent, the more communities that we can serve, and certainly the more athletes and coaches that we can interview and bring to you. Get out there, enjoy some good food, enjoy some good camaraderie, and we will see you tomorrow, 3 to 4, right here on the Ysn Power Hour, presented by Toyota of Warren. See ya.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of